I love reading history, and there is a theme that takes place throughout our nation's past where two men, usually young men, find a connection with each other. Emotionally, they find each other sexually interesting, and then either because of the social mores of the time, religion, politics, family situations, the relationship never blossoms, it goes south. In two books that I have read recently, I want to share two stories quickly about such stories and show how the things blossomed and then they died. In 1832, as told in The Most Famous Man in America by Debbie Applegate, we'll hear the story of Henry Ward Beecher. It is 1832, he is at college in Amherst, and he meets a man named Constantine. Constantine is from Greece. They will form a wonderful friendship and graduate. And when they do graduate, they form a contract and they sign it. It is a contract that is even tougher than wedding vows. And I want to read just a portion of what is contained in that contract. They swore to write each other once every 2 months if both were in the United States, or every 3 months if one was in a foreign land, and to defend and forgive each other's faults. And Henry will sign the contract as H.C. Beecher, taking Constantine as his new middle name. Constantine will go back to Greece, and they wrote letters back and forth. Those letters do not survive. Constantine will die, and Beecher will be heartbroken. And he will then name his third-born son, William Constantine Beecher. In 1904, there is another story that is really quite interesting, as told in The Brothers. And again, this is a fascinating book if you're into the CIA, power, the Eisenhower administration, and how we conducted foreign affairs. And the book is by Stephen Kinzer. What I'm going to be talking about takes place in 1904 at the age of 16, when John Foster Dulles comes to form a relationship with a young man, also aged 16 years of age, and the family biographer, Leonard Mosley, will write, and I will again read a portion from the book. He, John Foster Dulles, developed a schoolboy crush, for he was only 16, on one of his fellow students, a wild-eyed rebel 2 years older than himself. The feeling was more than returned. It was an exhilarating experience until the moment when he discovered from his adored older partner that male relationships can also have their physical side. To a young man who had, so far, only embarrassingly bussed a girl at a party, it was a devastating and shocking revelation of what he knew from his Bible to be a shame and a sin. He conveyed this sense of degradation with such effect that the fellow student walked out of his room and left the college. Sad story. Again, the social mores of the time, the Bible, religion, family situations, it all goes into stemming relationships between young men with other young men who are clearly interested in each other, emotionally attached, and one has to wonder, if we were allowing those relationships to blossom, to bloom, and to come to fruition, what would have happened in the lives of these men? For instance, Beecher, he will go on to be absolutely a famed minister. His father, Lyman, was a phenomenal minister and an important part of American history. John Foster Dulles, as we know, will play an integral part in the Eisenhower administration. His brother Alan, of course, with the CIA. And so both books are really wonderful. I want you to consider picking them up and reading them, but I want you to also to consider and ponder how we have relationships in this country between men that are there, they are present, and yet they are stymied, and what would happen if we were allow them to come to fruition. So the two books that I think will make your reading book list much richer is called The Most Famous Man in America by Debbie Applegate, and then The Brothers by Stephen Kinzer. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.